mile-per-hour shy of becoming a tropical storm. It's moving northeast at 20 miles an hour. Now, usually we see a bit of a slowdown when it comes to tropical systems because once it encounters land, it's got friction, right? So we are seeing a very fast forward movement. That is great news. We've got a cold front behind it, and the cold front has much drier air behind it. So we're watching some drier air in train into this hurricane. I even had a Facebook message saying, why are we getting so much rain on the west side of this storm when historically we have more rain on the right side of the storm? Watch how it continues to move through the CSRA as a tropical storm passing with 40-mile-per-hour winds, and that's almost a tropical depression at the time it reaches Columbia. We do have some strong outer bands making their way through the Savannah River, and they're moving at a good clip. There's actually a tornado warning for the Savannah area, and that rain band will be moving through the CSRA. Right now, I want to toss it to Jay Jeffries in the other studio.
And we are taking a look at right now a new tornado warning, which has just been issued now from the National Weather Service. We've been tracking that area of rain right now, this rain band, which really kind of just developed out over along the coastal areas. And we talked about the heavier rain, and any one of these bands could certainly be producing that locally heavy rain and isolated tornado. This right now is showing a little bit of rotation. It's moving very quickly. We're talking about 45 to 50 miles per hour with that rain band, and it looks like it was reported over near the Fort Pulaski area, and it looks like it's kind of moving over here towards the Daufuskie Island region and heading up towards the Bluffton region right along South Carolina 46. Now, that was showing a little bit of rotation out there for those areas, and it looks like there could be a little bit more rotation here, especially as you're getting closer to the southern areas of Hilton Head Island as well. This is going to be a fast-moving system right now, and it looks like the best little rotation is probably right about in this general area right here. So we'll go ahead and see if we can go ahead and kind of zoom in a little bit more on that area right here where we are seeing some of the rotation, and it's right about in this general area here. And as we zoom on in, we can see that crossing over into southern areas now of Jasper County. A lot of this is going to be marsh areas here, but it looks like we're seeing the rotation right about in this general region in the marshy areas here of southern areas of Jasper County. Now, this alert, let's put the alerts on for you, is for that tornado warning right now, which is in effect for parts of the Chatham County area, into southern areas of Jasper and into Beaufort County. I'll go ahead and zoom on out and so we can actually see this whole warning area right now. And again, it is for the area of the rain which moved on in. The storm had a little bit of rotation as it started to move on in, and it crossed now out of the Chatham County area and heading into the marsh areas now of Jasper and into Beaufort County. Let's go back over to our velocities and go ahead and take a look at what we have out there, because this is going to show us exactly where we're trying to see some of that rotation. We'll go into the Charleston, or the Charleston radar, and we're going to see that activity right about in this general area here. It looks like, again, getting over towards just west of the Daufuskie Island, southern areas of Jasper County. It's now crossed over into the out of the Georgia areas, and if you're watching over here into the Bluffton region, this looks like where it's going to be trying to get in your area. Normally these just have brief rotation and they don't usually last all that long, but it's certainly going to try to continue to produce a little bit of rotation, which we're seeing out there right now. So let's go ahead and move this right out now, and we're going to head and try to move this down, so we'll show you where we have and track this out for you. Let's put a track on that right now and show you where we think this system is going to be going. Again, it's moving very quickly, 45, 50 miles per hour. And you can see that band getting closer here now up to the Levy area, into the Bluffton region. We'll go ahead and get rid of that right there. And you can see that getting up to the Pritchard area by 11:20, into the Morgan area by 11:37, and Bailey's Landing by 11:43. If you're watching over in this area, know that we have a band of some heavy rain moving into the area and is showing signs of some rotation out there as we speak right now. Let's put the radar back on, and that's going to show us where we have this band right here. And again, it looks like it's this little area right here. Normally, it's very hard to detect some of these rotations out there when it's with these tropical rain bands moving in. They're usually very low to the ground. They usually don't last all that long. But this is what we're looking at right now. A band of some heavy rain, which has now moved out of Chatham County. So it's really here for southern areas of Jasper and into Beaufort County. If you're watching along the Bluffton area, along 46 and 278 into the Levy area, this is where we're looking at.
Nothing
Nothing
detected.
confirmed right now. So right now what we're looking at is a Doppler radar indicated rotation. We're seeing some rotation in these storms as they continue to work quickly out to the north and northwest, racing out to the northwest about 45 to 50 miles per hour. But into right near the Bellinger Hill area. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to try to zoom back on into this area over here, and we'll zoom on in and see if we can see anything more, a little bit better rotation, which shows up a little bit better. But again, if you're watching, here is South Carolina 46 right now, and it's basically south of that right now, but it's working very quickly out to the north. And it looks like it will continue to really not seeing a very well-defined center of rotation of what we're looking at right now. But certainly we could have a little bit of a brief touchdown with that as that storm continues to make its way closer to the Pritchard area. Here's Levy right now, 315 and 170. It is down out to your south and to your southeast, but working quickly out to the north. And we are going to continue to see that warning. What time does that warning go to, Jamie? Goes to 11:15. So again, that's how fast these storms are moving. Normally, these storms don't usually last that long, with a brief little spin up. And again, we're not getting any confirmation of this actually making its way down to the ground, but we're still getting a rotation showing up in here. And it looks like it's generally this area right here, which is, again, a lot of this is going to be marshy areas, which is good news, but it's getting close to 46, where we start to get a little bit more of the developments as you get over towards the Pritchard area. And it's east of 315, east of the Levy area, and racing out to the north at about 45 miles per hour. That looks like the best estimate of where we are seeing any of that rotation right now. So I'm going to put it back over here to home. We'll get you a little bit more of a refocus of what we're seeing at. And that's this area. That's the only thing which we're seeing actually out there right now, is that one band of some showers, which is offshore and now moving up into parts of Chatham County, into Jasper, and into Beaufort County. And that's where we do have the tornado warning. So if you're watching, that is what we have out there right now, the tornado warning, which goes through the 11:15 hour, as Jamie just mentioned, and that is for parts of Jasper and into Beaufort County. So we'll put on the radar and show you what we're watching as far as the band of some rain, and you can see some of that rain right there. As you put that into motion, watch how quickly these rain bands are continuing to move, and this is over the last 1 hour, and it's racing quickly here through Chatham County up into Jasper and Beaufort County. So let's go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and zoom on in a little bit now with the velocities. The velocities will show us which way the winds are going, towards the radar or away from the radar. We'll go ahead and choose the Charleston radar, and again, we're going to go ahead and zoom on in a little bit here for southern areas of Jasper and into Beaufort County, because this is where the area of concern. And it looks like a lot of this area here, even these other ones, are still showing possible rotation out there as well. So we really got to be keeping our eyes on this area of some rain. But right now, the Warren area looks like it's getting into the Levy area, just south and east of that, continuing to work quickly out to the north and northwest. Now, that warning continues through the 11:15 hour, so we only got about another 12 more minutes as the system quickly moves out to the northeast. Are we seeing any type of any other mentions in the chat, Jamie, about whether this is going to continue?
No,
if there's actually confirmation in there?
There's no confirmation.
No confirmation as of yet.
Chatham has canceled its portion of the tornado warning.
Yeah,
so it's
Chatham is out, right? We know that the storm is now moving into the marsh areas here of Beaufort and Jasper counties.
And it's moving very quickly at 45 miles an hour.
It is moving at about 45 miles per hour. So it's going to continue to race out to the northeast right now. Let's go ahead and recenter this as we get up more into the Bluffton, into the Levy area. So if you're watching over here along 46, I think it looks like this is going to be kind of moving over towards your area, especially into the Levy area. And it looks like as of right now, it's going to be more closer to this little area here. Let's see if I can draw right now where we're thinking the circulation is. This is the best chance, I think, of seeing some of that circulation. And you can see it's just to the east of 315, South Carolina 315, to the east of Levy. And as we mentioned, it's racing quickly out to the north and northwest, approaching Highway 278. So if you're watching over in Hardeeville, maybe even over towards the Sun City area, this looks like it could be trying to get closer to your area right now. Let's see if we can go ahead and put more of the velocities on there and see if we can get some more info. And see if I can get some of the info on there and track that. See if we can see what these couplets are showing right now. And red is usually indicating wind speeds which are going away from the radar. And the greens are usually going winds which are going towards the radar. And we're seeing right now some of the winds here. Not too bad. It's a 4-mile-per-hour wind couplet right there, but it's a 21-mile-per-hour couplet on the other side. So there is some type of rotation. You notice that other couplet was a minus 4 miles per hour, where this one here is a positive 21 miles per hour. So we got a little bit of a couplet going on over in this general area right here to the east of Levy. Again, most of this, I believe, is still kind of the marshy areas. Not many developments over in that area until you start to get more closer to 46. But this is what it looks like it's starting to get to right now. So if you're watching over into the Levy area, you need to be in your safe shelter. Again, the bottom floor of your home, away from any windows. And you would like to have as many walls in between you and the outside as possible to protect yourself from any flying debris out there as well. This warning, again, a tornado warning in effect here for parts of Jasper and Beaufort County going through the 11:15 hour. So we only got a couple more minutes for this warning to continue. Had a little bit better rotation earlier, but we're still looking at the potential for this having a brief little spin up out there into the Levy area, right along, it looks like South Carolina 46 and getting closer to the 278 region. So if you're watching over in that area, again, we do have a little bit of that rotation trying to work back into that area. So let's go ahead and I'm going to zoom on out right now and again get a little bit closer, a little bit of wider view to kind of show you exactly what we're looking at. Chatham County, you were under that tornado warning earlier. The storm has now moved out of the area, so it's really here for parts of Jasper and Beaufort County. We'll put the radar on there for you, and that's going to show you what we're watching over here. Right along 46 and 278 right now, this is the storm that prompted the warning. Look how quickly it's moving. Again, when we started, it was now crossing over Highway 80, and it's already up to 278. So these storms are racing out to the north and to the northwest, 45, 50 miles per hour. And we have another area which we're going to keep our eyes on here off of Tybee, which is going to be heading up towards the Hilton Head Island area. We're not seeing any warnings associated with that, but again, certainly we are looking at the potential for some locally heavy rain. We'll put the velocities back on there to see what we have as far as any type of rotation that we can try to pick out there as well. And what we're seeing right now is the best area for the rotation was in this general region here, getting closer to the 315 area and continuing to work its way out to the north. Jamie, were you going to add anything over to that?
I have no updated information from the National Weather Service.
No updates from the National Weather Service.
I was just looking at kind of near the Bluffton, the heart of Bluffton, 46 right. North of 278 there.
46 north of 278, yeah. We're still looking at the potential for seeing some type of rotation, but normally, again, these are fairly on the weak side, and they usually don't tend to last that long. So we're not seeing a great signature here of anything that would indicate a well-defined tornadic signature, but we had some rotation earlier in that which prompted the warning. We'll go ahead and zoom in a little bit closer here. And again, this is a 278 right now going through Bluffton. This is 46 going through Old Town Bluffton, and then right over towards the Pritchard areas where we had some of that rotation out there, which was prompting that warning. Looks like we're trying to maybe even see maybe a little bit of rotation out there. I don't see a warning on that, but north of here along 278, as you get where 46 meets 278, that is also working out to the north. So this area is something that we were expecting more of to see. We're expecting more of these outer rain bands to be moving on in, and that's why that tornado watch still in effect for our areas going through 2 a.m. here for the next couple of hours, we're going to see that tornado watch. We'll go ahead and back over to the home and show you where we have that watch, which is in effect. So we have the potential for seeing more of these rain bands trying to set up. Although we've been getting a lot of drier air here on the east side of the system, we're now starting to see some of these rain bands setting up, moving off the coastal areas and now getting into parts of Chatham and Beaufort County. So even though you're not officially under that watch, anytime you see a watch, it's always areas in and just around the watch which have the potential for seeing that tornadic activity. And this tornado watch does go through 2 a.m. Now, as far as the warnings go, the only warning that we have, if you're just tuning in, is that tornado warning now through the 11:15 hour. So just a few more minutes from now, for parts of southern areas here of Jasper County and into Beaufort County. This storm was moving very quickly at about 45 to 50 miles per hour. There it is, that tornado warning going through 11:15. So we'll go ahead and put the radar back on and show you just where those rain showers are right now. And there it is right there, this band moving just to the north of Tybee. It's got a little bit of more thunder. You'll hear some thunder and see some lightning with this as it moves through the Bluffton area, up through the Hardeeville region, and then on into northern areas of Jasper County. We'll show you how quickly that area was moving as we put the 1 hour loop on there. And there it is. This is what we're going to be seeing. These storms racing from south out to the north, and they could potentially have a little bit of some spin-ups, a little bit of